Welcome back, good humans. I am going to demonstrate to you how to divide polynomials using the synthetic division method. There are two ways of dividing polynomial. You can use the long division method or you can use the synthetic division method. Now, the synthetic division method is the easiest and quickest method of dividing polynomials with a linear factor. Now, that linear factor is either going to be in the form of x minus a or x plus a. Now, let's get right into this. We know that this is our dividend. The polynomial here is our dividend. And the binomial here, which is our linear factor, is going to be our divisor. We always first have to set this equals to 0 and solve. All right, that is the first step that you're going to do. Set it to 0 and solve. So now x is going to be 2, and it's a positive 2 here. So we also know that when we are doing the long division method, we set up our box like this. But when we are doing the synthetic division, we have to use the box like this. All right, so this is the synthetic division method. This is for the long division method. So let's go ahead and form our box. Now, the next step, we are going to look at the polynomial and look at the exponent and see if each term after each other is in descending order, meaning that if you have an exponent of 3 here, the next exponent should be 2 and the next one would be 1. When that occurs, you're fine. You can go ahead and set it up. But if one term is missing an exponent that is in descending order, then you have to use a 0 place value. So we are going to first use our 2 that we have over here from our divisor, and we are going to put it on the outside right here. Then we're taking each term, we're looking at each term, and we are taking out the leading coefficient, and we're going to place it here at the top of the upside down box. And this would be -3, this would be -5, and this would be +6. All right, so you have that now. Now, the next step that you're going to do is that you're going to bring down this 2. Bring it down, 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 baby. Yes, I love songs. So after you've done that, the first step you're going to do is bring that down. Then you are going to multiply this 2 by this 2. Whatever you get, you're going to place it over here underneath the next term. So 2 times 2 is going to be 4. All right, so the first step, so I'm going to put here steps, and the first one is to multiply. Okay, the next step is to add. So I'm writing the steps here for you. So this is now going to give you 1. All right, you have that 1 there. Okay, you have that 1 there. Then the next thing that you're going to do, you're going to take that 2 right here on the outside, the divisor, from the divisor, multiply by the 1 and place that value right here underneath the next term. So 2 times 1 is going to be 2. All right, now you're going to add. When you add these, right, it's -5 plus 2, you're going to get -3. Then the next step also, you're going to take that 2 again, multiply it with the -3 and place it right here. You're going to get -6. When you add that, you will notice that your answer now is going to be a 0. So once you have a 0, that is your remainder, meaning that there is no remainder. Your remainder is 0. You put a R underneath there, so you know that's your remainder. Working backwards after your remainder, this would be your monomial constant, the number that stands alone. This would be your x value, and then this would be your x to the second power. Now you will notice that in this order, coming from your polynomial there, once you are dividing by a leading linear factor, you will notice that your exponent for your answer is always 1 less than the original polynomial that's given to you. So now you can go ahead and write your answer. So your answer here would be is 2 above the x to the second power. So your answer will be 2x to the second power. And this, because it's 1, we don't write an invisible 1 in front of the x, the variable. So it's just simply plus x minus 3. And that is your quotient. All right? This is your quotient. You can go ahead and multiply it with your divisor, and that should bring you back to the original polynomial. Okay, so that's it for the ones where you don't have to put a place value and you have 0 as the remainder. And when you have 0 as the remainder, that is telling you that x minus 2 is a factor of the polynomial. All right, so x minus 2 is a factor of the polynomial, and also at 2 where it crosses the x-axis, that is your value of your 0. Okay, now I'm going to show another example now, and this example, bear with me, is going to have a remainder, and you're going to see what's going to happen, and also one of the terms is going to be missing in the question. All right, one of the terms is going to be missing. So let's get rid of this, and then let's move on. So remember the steps, okay? Remember the steps. All right, so let's write it in. Minus x to the third power minus 2x, and then we are going to do minus 4, and we're going to have this as x plus 6. All right? Now, same thing. Look at your polynomial. This is a trinomial. Look at your polynomial, and we notice that the exponent here is 3, but then the next exponent, the next term after, has an exponent of 1. So that means that we are missing the exponent of 2, a term with the exponent of 2. So because we're missing the term with exponent of 2, we are going to rewrite this in the form such that we can put in that missing term. So we're going to rewrite it as x to the third power plus 0x to the second power minus 2x minus 4. Always do that. If you don't do that, you are going to run into problem. This is what you have to put in. 0 placeholder there. Then you're also going to set this equals to 0, as I told you before. So now it's going to be x equals negative 6. All right? Remember now, x equals negative 6. I'm going to use my box, and I'm going to place that negative 6 on the outside. So my box is upside down. Take the leading coefficient of each of the terms. So I have 1 here, I have 0 here, I have negative 2 here, and I have negative 4 here. So I'm going to go ahead, bring this down, drop it down, 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 down. So negative 6 times 1 is going to be negative 6. All right? Now 6, so we're going to add this, and it's simply going to be negative 6 here. So now negative 6 times negative 6 is going to be positive 36. Now this is going to give me 34. Now negative 6 times 34, let's do the math. 6 times 6 is 6 times 4 is 24, and this is going to give us 208, but it's going to be negative. All right, because negative times positive is negative. So the answer here is going to be 208 left as our remainder. So that number is going to be your remainder. You write R under here. This is going to be your number value. This is going to be your x value. This is going to be your x to the second power value. Now, once you have that, then you can go ahead now and write your answer. And your answer is going to be x to the second power minus 6x plus 34 minus 208 over x plus 6. And this is your answer. All right? Your remainder there is negative 2 over 8. So if you multiply your quotient here with your divisor, and then you add negative 208 at the end, you will notice that you take you back to the original problem. Now, what this is telling you is that this particular problem, because you have a remainder of negative 208, or because you have a remainder in general, then x plus 6 is not a factor of the given polynomial. Okay? So be careful there. That's all that I have for you today on dividing using the synthetic division method. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and share my videos with your friends and family members over the world so they too can learn in math. Thank you for joining, and see you soon. Bye now, and hit that like button also.